Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Naved Akbar. Now we are going to discuss high pressure liquid chromatography, also known as high performance liquid chromatography, HPLC. HPLC. So what is HPLC? HPLC is a technique which used to separate, identify and quantify each component present in a mixture. HPLC is a modified form of column chromatography where the components of a mixture are separated on the basis of their affinity with the stationary phase. Now, what is the principle of HPLC? The principle relies on pump to pass pressurized liquid solvent containing the sample mixture through a column filled with a absorbent material. As you can see, this is a picture of HPLC. The molecule having higher affinity remain absorbed for a longer time, decreasing their speed of movement through the column. However, the molecule with the lower affinity move faster, thus allowing the molecules to be separated in different fraction. This process is slightly different from the column chromatography, as in this case, the solvent is forced under high pressure of up to 50 megapascal instead of allowing it to drip down under gravity. Each component in the sample interacts slightly different with their absorbent material, causing different flow rates for the different component and leading to the separation of components as they flow out the column. This is the internal structure diagram of internal parts of HPLC system. The solvent reservoir, pump, sample injector, column, detector, and waste collection and computer system. We will discuss the process later. Now, there are two phases involved in this HPLC system: stationary phase and mobile phase. Stationary phase generally polar in nature. In normal phase HPLC, for example, silica alumina, whereas in reverse phase HPLC, the stationary phase is non-polar. Some modified silica gel, C18 column and C8 column are used in this stationary phase. Mobile phase in normal chromatography is generally reverse of the stationary phase. If the stationary phase is polar, then the mobile phase, generally we use non-polar mobile phase in normal phase chromatography. For example, hexane, dichloromethane, isopropanol, methanol. Whereas in reverse phase chromatography or reverse phase HPLC, the mobile phase is polar, and generally we use aqueous mobile phase, so water content is more than other component. So for example, we use water, methanol, or both, or water with acetonitrile. So what are the components of HPLC? There are 7 main parts of HPLC system. Number 1 is solvent reservoir. This is solvent reservoir, where mobile phase, we use mobile phase, and after the solvent reservoir there is a pump pumps the mobile phase into the column, and we, with the help of sample injector, we inject our sample through this, and both mobile phase and sample were collected in the passes through the column. Column are made up of stainless steel in which stationary phase are incorporated. If you are using normal phase HPLC, then the stationary phase is polar. In reverse phase, the stationary phase is non-polar. We already discussed it. And after the mixture passes through the column, it detects by the detector. After the detector send signals to the computer system, and this computer program plotted a chromatogram in which we can see the different peaks and waste were collected after the mobile phase passes through the detector. In HP, let's discuss with one by one. In HPLC, separation of analyte take place between two phases. One is stationary phase and another is mobile phase. Based on the nature of stationary phase and the mobile phase employed in HPLC, the separation is carried out into two modes: normal phase HPLC, reverse phase HPLC. In case of normal phase HPLC, silica-based stationary phase generally used, which are more polar in nature. In reverse phase, modified silica particles are used. For example, C18 column and C8 column. In reverse phase chromatography, the mobile phase, which consist of organic aqueous system, the organic component of mobile phase consists of methanol, acetonitrile, or a mixture of two. Now, columns and detectors. Columns. The heart of HPLC system is the column. Columns are made up of stainless steel in which stationary phase are incorporated. The mobile phase is pumped through the column by pump. Solvent must be degassed to eliminate formities of bubbles. Before we use the mobile phase, we must degassed by sonicator to eliminate the bubbles and other gases. In normal phase HPLC, stationary phase is polar and reverse phase stationary phase is non-polar. These are the pictures of column. It can be up to 15 to 50 mm long. Detectors. There are many types of detectors are used in HPLC system. UV visible detectors, fluorescent detectors, mass spectrometer detector, NMR detectors, refractive index detectors, FTIR detectors, light scattering detectors. Among all of them, UV visible, fluorescent, and mass detector are most common in use. Let's take an example of UV visible detector. UV visible detector, these are based on ultraviolet visible spectrophotometry. These type of detectors are capable of measuring absorbance down to 190 nm and can give a full scale deflection for a little as 0.001 absorbance unit. They have a detector sensitivity of the order of 5 into 10 to the power minus 10 gram per centimeter cube and a linear range of 10 to the power 5. Whereas fluorescent detectors, these are extremely valuable for HPLC because of their greater sensitivity, up to 10 to the power minus 12 gram per centimeter cube than the ultraviolet detector. But they have a slightly reduced linear range of 10 to the power 4. In case of mass meter detectors. These enable the analyte to detect and its structure determined simultaneously. Analytes may be detected by total ion current TIC or selected ion monitoring SIM. An advantage of mass spectrometry detection is that it affords a mechanism for identification of overlapping peaks. So these are the three main most important detectors which are used in HPLC system. And now discuss the HPLC working. As we already discussed the phases of different present in normal phase and reverse phase HPLC. The work of a pump to pump the mobile phase in the column, and we inject the sample through the sample injector loop. Just before HPLC column, there is a sample injector which allows introduction of the sample in the column. In order to detect the sample coming out from the column, a HPLC detector is attached after the column. There are several types of detector are used in HPLC, like UV detector, as we already discussed. UV detector, refractive index detector, fluorescent detector, mass detector. These detectors are connected with computer, which collects the information. As the molecule gets separated, the detector detect the sample and peak obtained on the computer. This peak is plotted with respect to the retention time. To identify the component, we need to have standards. Let's discuss with the example. For example, if we run glucose as our sample and peak is obtained at 5 minutes, as you can see, peak is obtaining at 5 minutes. Next, we run sucrose as our sample and peak is obtained at 10 minutes. Now we analyze unknown sample for identification of sugar present in it or not. Many peaks are obtained in the chromatogram. Peak obtained at 5 minutes indicate the presence of glucose in it. However, no peaks at 8 minutes indicate that the sucrose was absent in our sample. The remaining peak is still unknown because we don't have any other standard to compare the retention time. This is how the sample is done in HPLC. Now calculating the peak area. The area of peak is proportional to the amount of the compound that is present. The area can be approximately by treating the peak as a triangle. The area of a triangle is calculated by multiplying the height of the peak times its width at half height. And this is the, we apply this formula to calculate the area of a triangle. In case of peaks obtained in HPLC, we also use this formula and we assume our peak as a triangle. This is the most preferred method to calculate the peak area. By measuring the area of peak in unknown sample and comparing it area of standard, the concentration of glucose in unknown sample can also be estimated. So thank you very much. I hope you understand how the HPLC system works. and what are the principle of HPLC system and what are the main parts of HPLC system.